Today I'm doing a contest for Dan's Dots and Loops channel. If you haven't checked out Dots and Loops, a collector of psychedelic music from the 60s out of Canada. And that's all I really have to say. Very fun videos, and did a couple of live videos I really enjoyed. He's doing this contest called I Like It. And basically the idea is that these are records or songs that you like that maybe other people don't like. Maybe it's just far off in the distance of your collection. Maybe you like psychedelic music. Maybe you like Journey or something like that. And then this is far off the beaten path, and why you like them and why you picked them. The first thing I want to show off is this awesome Pat Benatar concert t-shirt I found at a thrift store for $1. It had all kinds of glue on it, but it washed off perfectly. This is from 1986. I have another concert shirt with the identical tag on the inside, so I know it's real and it's not like a repop from China or whatever. And it's made in the USA. So that was the score of the day. The first thing I wanted to show was a record that will be a source of frustration, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I picked this up at a Goodwill, and I did not know it was $2.99. Maybe it's $3.99. The media section at this particular Goodwill was very, very tiny, so only one person could go to at a time. I finally waited for the lady to be done looking at the DVDs, and these records were all the way at the bottom. There was only one pop record, and I think it wasn't Boz Scaggs. It was B.J. Thomas or something like that. That was the heaviest metal record that I could find there. I got this Chet Atkins, as I said, for I think $2.99 or $3.99. A little more than I'd like to pay for something like this. It smelled to high heaven. I actually hurt my leg when I was crouched onto the floor. And there was a Seinfeld DVD at the way top for $15, which you can get used for $5 on Amazon or eBay or whatever, that sort of thing. So the prices were way out of whack, and they had a lot of things marked as is, so that if you bought it, you couldn't return it. Maybe there's a missing disc or something. I have no idea. But this Chet Atkins record was also the wrong one. I looked for the condition. It was pretty nice condition, and I saw Chet Atkins, but I did not realize it was a wrong record. And I looked it up online, and the label didn't match. So that was Goodwill did not do me a good service today. So that goes over there. Another record that I don't particularly care for is this Jerry Dale McFadden, and the only reason why I kept it is because Duane Eddy is on guitars on this. Jerry Dale McFadden has a very strange voice, and it's very unusual. It's almost like sarcasm, I mean, it's cartoony. That's what it is. It's junk. Now we'll get to the ones that I like. Okay, so we'll start off with this one here. This is one of the first unusual records I ever got. This is 1985, Blue in Heaven, All the God's Men. And some of the band members are mixed in with the group here. That's not Chum Lee right there, by the way. I don't know if you can see any of this. And then there's Rick Harrison. I'm just fooling with all you. But anyway, this is a great album. I like Julie Cries, and I like Sometimes. This is the first song on the record on side A. So check out Blue in Heaven if you don't know. I like lots of 80s type of music, and a lot of my friends totally just disregard everything from the 80s because they think it's all overproduced and all common. But as I mentioned before, all I got hit was albums from Oklahoma, B.J. Thomas, just absolutely just utter junk. Country music, I'm sorry if you're a fan of country music, I am too, but the country music that I saw was, and the condition, there was nothing in any kind of condition that I want to take home. Just the whole record section just stunk, and it literally did. Here's another one here I wanted to show you here. Speaking of country music, we have Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers Band. And this is from my dad's personal collection, I believe it is. And the album is Straight Ahead, and it's got All the Gold in California and We're Number One. Those are really awesome songs. This guy here actually looks like Tom Wopat with a mustache. I mean, he actually kind of does as well to some degree. But that, you know, totally 70s, 80s kind of a pantsuit or whatever you call it, pants, button up on the side pants right there, and just kind of a classic album. And nobody else seems to like it, but I sure do, and I listened to that when I was a kid. Nobody's ever heard of this one here. It's a Nuclear Regulatory Commission. If you've heard of it, well then good for you. I mean, I never heard of them. I heard their music somewhere in, I think on an internet radio station, if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't catch all of it, but I wanted to check them out and find out what it was. I finally found a record on eBay for like $6 or $7, and it came with a free Hubert Laws album as well. So I was happy about both of those. In fact, I kind of like the Hubert Laws record. White Sugar is the last song on the first side. You have to check that one out. I'm not even sure if it's on, I think it was on YouTube at one time, but I'm not 100% sure if it is anymore. They're kind of like punk pop, late 70s, early 80s. I don't remember. I think this was out of 81 or something, but I can't read that print anymore. 1980. So there you go. And there's the back of it. And I think they're out of Washington State. She's still around, but I don't think she does any more music. But it's a really cool album. This one here is one that is total cheese, but I love this Burning Sensations album, and I saw Belly of the Whale, a video on a rock compilation of the early 80s, and I had to get this record, and Belly of the Whale is the awesome song. I don't remember the rest of the songs. There's only 4 of them on here, but Belly of the Whale is one of the craziest videos you ever saw. I think there's even a guy that's dressed as Michael Jackson in the video, and it's kind of like that beach ride. They're blowing into coconut shell or conch shells and all kinds, going down slides and playing with lobsters, and it's just really, really crazy. So check out Burning Sensations if you've never heard of them. Belly of the Whale is an awesome album. Here's another one. I've got so many that I could show you, but I have limited time here. But this one is out of England. This is Hazel Dean's Always. Always means forever. Always doesn't mean forever every time. That's song 1 on side 2. They Say It's Gonna Rain is another good song. I like really all of these songs. It's kind of like a, not really like McDonough or Paula Abdul, but somewhere in that kind of a type of music, and I just really enjoy it. I'm trying to figure out who produced this here. Hazel Dean and Pete Ware. Well, if you don't know who Hazel Dean is, well, check him out. I thought there was somebody famous who produced this album, but I guess I'm totally wrong. Anyway, so this is a really cool album. It says KWU on it, and it came from KWU radio station, and it's also marked on the disc, and a lot of people shy away from record covers that have damage to it, but I think this was $2, maybe $1, $2. I'm sure it wasn't no more than $2, about 10, 15 years ago that I picked this up. And I picked up everything that I never knew existed or ever heard of, and I'm glad I did, because some of these things are getting really, really hard to find. This one's not terribly hard to find, and I think it's on cassette or CD. And this came out probably circa 1980, I was going to say 87, but this is 1988. I don't know if you can see that there. So we'll do a couple more records here. Okay. We'll just do these 3 or 4 more here, and then we'll be all set. This is Moving Pictures. Again, it's another really common album, but you don't see this type of stuff anymore. And Believe, What About Me was their hit. And it's a fairly, basic cheesy 80s type music video that they have for this. Check them out if you don't remember Moving Pictures, Day of Innocence album. And that's all I have to say about that one. We're going to do another one. It's from KBVR radio station, probably a college radio station back in the 80s or the 90s. And this is the Flatmates, some sort of, alternative punk, type of pop group. And Happy All the Time was a song that I liked. You're Gonna Get Hurt is also Thinking of You and I Don't Care. There's only 4 songs on there, but again, it had radio station stickers. It was kind of damaged. People didn't know what it was and saw the damage on there and said phooey. And my friends have a phobia against 80s records and damaged records. And I don't care what the record looks like. I don't care what the cover looks like. I am not interested in care of the condition as long as I can play it and enjoy it, and that's all I care. And I don't have to go searching for this and pay 15, 20, 30 bucks for a record. This one's also made in France. Looks like the Subway organization. I don't know if that's Subway Records. So there's that. 2 more records and then we're all finished. If you've never heard of the Flying Lizards, neither have I. This came out in '79 is what it says. And their song that I really enjoy in this is Der Song von Mandalay. And it's just a really, really crazy song. There's different variations of that on YouTube right now. And check that out. It's like you don't know which setting to put it on. 30 or 33 or 45. He had no idea what that song was supposed to be on, and it's a really crazy, energy-inducing song. So check that one out. Here's a very common album, probably a very common band, America, famous for A Horse with No Name, and you see that one all the time. But this is America, Your Move, and my favorite song on here is The Border, and I really love that. VCR compilation called Picture Music, and that's where I saw this video, and I really enjoy this song, The Border. And again, a lot of my friends would have snubbed this because it's 80s, it's common, it's probably on CD or cassette, and I do not care. I really enjoy that. It's not going to be super valuable anytime soon, but again, when are you going to find these things at thrift stores anymore? The younger generation is picking up all this stuff that they never knew existed, and now I'm finding stuff like that Chet Atkins album, which normally isn't probably worth grabbing, and it's got the wrong thing, and I saw it on eBay for $2 to $10 in better condition than that one. So that's what I have for you. Check out Dan Dodson Loop's record channel. I know I've got some record videos. I know Gary watches my videos, a few other vinyl collectors, and I just ramble on forever and a day, and I think that's take two, and I am done.